It's really fairly straightforward.
Yeah, how to do that.
And it velcros across.
The other part.
And it finishes that way. So what this does, though, is this takes the place of about 20 pounds of lock. So besides getting on the bus, it allows you to, by covering that, you can usually take it in. I haven't had anybody refuse me taking it into a store or restaurant or anything. I just take it in, just a package. And so by getting on the bus, they don't want a chain hanging out to get dirty for someone. So that's an issue for them. But other places, they just don't want something that's a bike for some reason. I don't know what they have against bikes, but they often. But if you take it in a package, you can I put this somewhere? And you can put it somewhere. So it saves a lot of weight in the locks, which is an issue these days. So for a bicycle, you can never be too light, because if folding bike, you're going to like take it somewhere. And we just couldn't figure out how to make the bike the right weight, because the right weight would have to be under 10 pounds. Otherwise, 95-pound woman can't actually carry it around. So that we thought, and I don't know how it came up. It was like, well, why carry it at all?
Yeah.
Why not roll it? And so they set it up to be able to fold it and roll it, and not actually lift it. The only time you lift it is when you're going to like climb on the bus. And when the cover is out, I don't know if you noticed that, I didn't point it out, but there's a little red handle. You can pick it up by that handle.
What does it weigh?
This is about 24 pounds. Now this one's stripped for racing tomorrow. I took the fenders off. I've got it down to the. So anyway, this is actually. This is the bike I ride to work every day since last Thanksgiving, when the first prototypes were at that stage. And we actually started producing really in March. So this one is almost the same as a current version, but they're a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Yours is nicer.
Is that lighter than like the Crusoe? Is it lighter than the Crusoe?
No, it isn't.
I don't think so.
Actually, the extra joints and stuff. I'm going to say there's probably an extra 1.5 pounds of stuff to make it into a good commuter bike. Even though the wheels are very light, being little 16s, the frame gets more involved to have all this, the folding stem and the way that the rear end does it without anything. In fact, I'll tell you a story about the YouTube movie he's talking about. We got flamed with people saying, "You're cheating! You're cheating! You're cheating! You show us how it folds and undo the clasps." As far as we know, no one else has actually done something like this. That actually releases the stem.
Yeah.
When that folds under, that releases the stem. And of course, then that's out of the way. This just folds over and snaps. There's a little bracket here. It comes forward, and it releases the rear end. At that point, it'll drop under. Now, there's 3 cables that are pulling on the stem. It snaps in there, and those 3 cables snap it in. So the cables don't hold it together. The cables hold a clasp piece up to where it holds it in. And there's some redundancy there too. We actually are going to make one with a twiddly bit. I think that's Rob English, our engineer, is actually English, and he calls it a twiddly bit. So it's going to have a twiddly bit for those folks who don't trust cables. But that means that they undo that, and then they do this and do the rest of the stuff. And so instead of doing it in 3 seconds like Ron here, they'll take 6 or 8, I don't know. Really slow. They'll probably get caught in the turnstile if they do. Anyway, you probably remember the hype when the Segway came out. That was his idea of what was going to solve this problem. But the thing is, a little folding bike is actually probably the best, most developed solution to the last mile problem. Is that you can ride from your home. The average person could ride 2 miles and be within the 10 to 12 minutes that most people will put into their commute without having to worry about that to get onto the rapid section. The problem with other methods is you can get to the station, like drive your car, but you have nothing at the other end. So you really need a piece of personal transportation. So I think of this as a human amplifier, and it's one that you can take with you. And Bike Friday was that too, but it was more for fun and travel. This one really is a lifestyle piece But tomorrow I'm going to use it for fun and travel.